In the furthest reaches of the cosmos, in a region so serene and unremarkable that it serves as a benchmark for scientists' instruments, an enigma has emerged. This entity did not announce its arrival with a blaze or a roar, but simply materialized, hidden in a corner of space that had been thoroughly scanned before. However, the James Webb Space Telescope, the most powerful instrument ever crafted by humankind, revealed the presence of something otherworldly. This anomaly was not a star, not a planet, not a black hole, or any naturally occurring phenomenon catalogued by science. It was a mystery, a stranger to our universe, so perfect in its foreignness that it seemed almost intentionally designed. The object was not supposed to exist in that region of space, which had been thoroughly scanned before. It was a baseline, a backdrop, but this time Webb's unprecedented sensitivity picked up a distortion, not just darkness, but an absence, an unnatural void surrounded by a luminous halo, like the negative of a star bleeding through space. Scientists expected to find signs of gravitational lensing, X-ray emissions, or energetic spikes, characteristic of dense cosmic phenomena. Instead, they discovered silence. The object repelled light in spirals of broken geometry, shattering models of space-time like a mirror, collapsing into fragments. Unlike a black hole, it had no measurable gravitational pull, and it seemed to push the universe away from it. What Webb captured was less like a thing and more like a hole in the fabric of reality. Closer analysis revealed something far more disturbing than its invisibility. The object, if it could even be called that, was massive, dwarfing any known galactic formation. At first, scientists thought they were observing a distant, malformed galaxy. But galaxies have patterns, arms, cores, stellar populations. This anomaly had none. Instead, it pulsed with irregular yet mathematically consistent rhythms, as if operating on its own internal logic. It wasn't random, it was recursive. Perfect symmetry folded into itself, like origami made of gravity. Its shape fluctuated with time, but its position remained fixed, as though anchored in reality. Theories ranging from extra-dimensional interference to stabilized wormholes were proposed. Some even speculated it might not be natural at all, but engineered. What truly shifted the tone from curiosity to fear was the discovery of the pulses. At first, they seemed like random noise, interference in the instruments, but pattern recognition systems began to isolate sequences, not electromagnetic in nature, not sound. These were modulations in space-time itself. Webb's gyroscopes registered faint nudges, as if something was pressing against reality from the other side. The rhythm was unmistakable, heart-like, recursive, and growing more complex by the day. These pulses weren't messages in the traditional sense. There was no code, no translation, only the eerie sense of a presence knocking on the walls of the universe. Soon, scientists began calling it the Watcher, not because it was looking at us, but because we felt it looking through us. As data piled in, nothing made sense. The object's energy signature didn't match anything in the known universe, not even the cosmic microwave background. Its location, isolated in the quietest pocket of space, was too deliberate. Some proposed it was a computational node, a cosmic-scale processor crunching information for unknown purposes. Others suggested it was a prison, not a meeting, but containing something. Theories exploded across disciplines, a breach in space-time, a remnant of an alien civilization, a dimensional stabilizer, even a cosmic sensor designed to detect civilizations like ours once we reached the ability to see it. Some dared to ask the question no one wanted to say out loud. What if it's been here all along? hidden, waiting to be noticed. As more instruments across the globe were aimed at the anomaly, scientists noticed something bizarre. The signals from the region weren't just strange, they were delayed, but not in the usual way caused by distance. These weren't light years of lag. These were microsecond discontinuities that made no physical sense. Light, as far as we know, travels at a constant speed, but these observations suggested that photons, when passing near the anomaly, sped up, slowed down, or even looped back in brief temporal reverberations. It was as if time itself was elastic around the object, bending and rebounding like a membrane under tension. Some researchers theorized that the object wasn't in our time at all, but adjacent to it, casting temporal shadows into our continuum. This wasn't just space bending, it was reality rippling, and each ripple carried with it a signature, a subtle chilling distortion in the quantum vacuum that had never been observed before. The object didn't exist in our now, it hovered just outside of it, like a ghost made of time. What happened next fractured the confidence of even the most rational minds. Webb, like many telescopes, occasionally emits calibration pulses, low-energy beams used to tune and test reflection quality. In a controlled experiment, researchers beamed a brief directed pulse near the object's location, not as a message, but as a measurement tool. And 5 minutes later, something answered. The response wasn't identical, but it followed the same harmonic structure, almost like a reflection, but altered as though it had been processed. The return pulse had data embedded in it, subtle fluctuations that matched no known signal format, but were undeniably structured. It wasn't human, it wasn't random, it was intentional. Panic spread across the inner circles of the scientific community. Some believed they had triggered a response from a dormant entity. Others insisted it was simply a mirror effect in a multidimensional field. But one voice, a veteran physicist from Geneva, said what no one wanted to hear. That wasn't a return echo, that was a confirmation we just knocked, and it opened its eye. Behind closed doors, theorists began whispering about what this thing could actually be. Many of their ideas were too wild or too terrifying to publish in peer-reviewed journals. Some spoke of a dimensional anchor placed intentionally in the fabric of our universe to maintain balance between realities. Others proposed a cosmic firewall, a safeguard that prevents entities or information from leaking between parallel versions of space-time. But the most interesting thing was that the most disturbing theory didn't come from scientists. It came from linguists and philosophers who had analyzed the mathematical symmetry in the object's pulse patterns. They claimed it mirrored linguistic recursion, a property of intelligent communication. In other words, the object wasn't just pulsing, it was speaking, and what it was saying wasn't for us. It was a marker. A beacon meant to activate only once a civilization became advanced enough to detect and interpret it. Not a message to us, a message about us, a notification to something else. Then suddenly everything stopped. The pulses, the distortions, the time anomalies, as if someone had flipped a switch. For days, the object became quiet, too quiet. Webb's instruments registered only background radiation in quantum hiss. But what unnerved the team wasn't the silence. It was the sensation that the silence was intentional, the kind of silence that follows awareness. Some researchers described a collective unease, like being in a room that had just been entered by someone, or something else. Several labs began shielding their data, encrypting live feeds, even disconnecting sensitive systems from the internet. Not because of hackers, but because they feared what might be watching from the other side. The anomaly hadn't gone. It had changed behavior. The question now wasn't what it was, but what it was waiting for. Because if it had watched us watch it, then the next move might not be ours. In a universe of silence we found something that answered, in a place that should have been empty, cold and dead. Something pulsed, something alive, aware and deliberate. The James Webb Space Telescope, built to look back in time, may have just stared too deep, not into the past, but into something outside of time itself. We don't know what this object is, we don't know what it wants, but we do know this. Since we first observed it, it has changed. Not randomly, not naturally, but in a way that suggests reaction. Observation triggered transformation. Our curiosity might have knocked on a door that had remained shut for billions of years. And now, something on the other side knows that we are here. Maybe the object isn't a threat. Maybe it's not even alive in any way we understand. But maybe, just maybe, this wasn't a discovery. Maybe it was a summoning. And we won't know the cost until it's far too late. Do you believe this is a natural phenomenon? Or did James Webb just wake up something ancient? Let us know in the comments. If this shook you, share it with someone who still thinks space is empty. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, because this object isn't done. It's watching. And the moment it moves again, you'll want to be here to witness it. This entity, dubbed the Watcher, presents us with a conundrum that challenges our understanding of the universe. Its strange properties defy current scientific models, and its apparent intelligence raises questions about the nature of life and consciousness. The discovery of the Watcher has sparked a wave of excitement, fear, and speculation among scientists, philosophers, and the general public. Some argue that the Watcher could be a sign of extraterrestrial life, while others see it as a harbinger of an unknown reality beyond our understanding. The implications of the Watcher's existence are vast and far-reaching. If it is indeed an intelligent entity, it could change our perspective on our place in the universe. We would no longer be alone, but part of a larger cosmic tapestry, connected to beings that exist in dimensions and realities far beyond our own. The Watcher could also have implications for our understanding of physics and the fundamental laws of the universe. Its strange properties suggest the existence of extra-dimensional phenomena, which could revolutionize our understanding of space, time, and reality itself. However, the discovery of the Watcher also raises ethical and philosophical questions. If the Watcher is indeed intelligent, what rights do we have to observe and study it? Do we have a moral imperative to protect it or to communicate with it? These questions are complex and difficult to answer, and they require a nuanced and thoughtful approach. In the meantime, scientists continue to study the Watcher, hoping to gain a deeper understanding of its nature and origins. They are using a variety of instruments and techniques, from traditional telescopes to advanced quantum systems, to probe its properties and behavior. Each new observation brings new insights and questions, and the mystery of the Watcher continues to captivate and challenge us. The discovery of the Watcher also has implications for our understanding of ourselves. If we are not alone in the universe, it raises questions about our place in the cosmic order. Are we unique, or are we part of a larger pattern, a recurring theme in the universe's evolution? These questions challenge our assumptions about ourselves and our place in the universe, and they have the potential to reshape our understanding of our own existence. In conclusion, the discovery of the Watcher is a monumental event that has the potential to change our understanding of the universe and our place in it. Its strange properties and apparent intelligence challenge our current models of physics and biology, and its existence raises ethical and philosophical questions that require careful consideration. As we continue to study the Watcher, we are not only expanding our understanding of the cosmos, but also challenging our assumptions about ourselves and our place in the universe. The Watcher may be a harbinger of things to come, a sign of an unknown reality that lies beyond our current comprehension. But one thing is certain: the Watcher has forever changed the way we see the universe and the way we see ourselves. And as we continue to explore the mysteries of the cosmos, we can only wonder what other wonders and challenges lie in store for us.